What's up, y'all? Had to hop on real quick. Roaring Kitty just did an all-time high. Of course, you still got some we still got some sellers, some Jeets. Let's go ahead and just like this and repost it, retweet it. And I am going live on the X account as well too. So let me just find that post so that way I can retweet that as well too. There it is right here. There it is right here. We're gonna get into the charts in just a few. But talk about exciting time for the Roaring Kitty. And this is exactly what I was talking about, guys. This is exactly what I was talking about on my video. And when it comes to charting, let me zoom this. I got it on the 4 hour. But when it comes to charting, this is textbook pattern, textbook play. And that huge buy that we just got in, that's right. That right there is really just the trigger of more upside to come. As you could see, this was, like I mentioned in the video, this was the prior top. This was the all-time high, so this was resistance for a while. Once we bust past resistance, this was a good signal, right? Good signal, but of course, after consolidation, you're going to have people who want to take profit. It is the natural order of how, just the psychology of anybody who really don't understand. And I guess that's why I'm gonna check it up too. Like, a lot of people don't understand because they're so used to getting rugged, they're so used to getting disappointed. So as soon as they see profit or they see green, they're gonna take it. It's understandable, you know. Like it's almost like a trigger. But in the long run, it is a losing strategy. The reason why it's a losing strategy because they'll hold on to losers, like losing tokens, a lot longer than they would hold on to winning tickers or winning tokens. They let their losers run and they cut their profit short. It's not gonna balance out. So making what this is, a 5x, they're taking that and they're running to the bank with it. That's understandable. Again, I used to do the same thing until I actually just sat down and just realized it, really started calculating like missed opportunities, plays that I was in super early in. Yeah, I was in super early, and instead of just capitalizing on these plays, I end up cutting it short looking for the next opportunity when I was in the right place at the right time, got a good entry, and the only thing that I had to do just sit there and just sit on my hand and let the play work out. A lot of people don't do that. They're looking for the next, they're looking for the next, they're looking for the next. And it's going to keep being like a game of hot potatoes until you buy the wrong one, because these are studies that's done by Harvard. 90% of traders lose money. And when it comes to crypto, the numbers are even higher. 90%, that's based upon the stock market. And that's trading. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. You're going to get into something that you feel real confident about, then boom, you get left holding the bag. the success rate for tokens is not that high. It's not that high. But whenever you do have a token that have very, very good structure, how it's set up, like how Roaring Kitty is set up, again, liquidity is burnt. Every single person who had to buy Roaring Kitty had to buy it on the open market. Like this is a nice flowing market because not everybody bought Roaring Kitty at the same price, and this is why I don't like the whole pre-sale thing when it comes to tokens. Yes, you could make money in it, depending on if you get onto the right one. But I just had bad experience with these ICOs back in the day, back in 2018, buying these cryptos. So pre-sales, I shun those. And again, not to say that you can't make money on it. I'm just saying just based on my experience. But long term, if you look into like pre-sale tokens, um, those have a low win rate as well too. I mean, if you're getting in, you're getting out within the same day. Yeah, you make money. Um, but that's just like day trading. Most people are looking for something that's long term. Something that they could hold. They don't have to babysit because a lot of people, they have jobs. They can't be in front of the screens every single day, which is understandable. And this is why CTOs, in my opinion, is probably the best thing for anybody. But of course, it is going to take the community coming out, showing up each and every day. What's going on, old horse? So I also keep mine on the 4 hour. I also learned the hard way. Yeah, it's like for me, I tell people this. I'm not that smart of a guy. I just I just learned from from my past mistakes. Like if you're able to learn from just your past failures, your past mistake, then you're definitely gonna get, a lot better. But yeah, but past past the 7 million mark, that was huge. Like this just came out of nowhere. I just looked up and I was just about to go to bed and I seen $7 million market cap. I was like, holy moly, what just happened? And of course, you got some people who got in there. This was the Mev bot right here. They immediately sold from their buys. This person right here, this was a day trader who had purchased. So they made roughly about like $2,000. Then you had a long term holder right here who just sold for 1,680. Let me see what's the amount that they first got in. Okay, they spent $515 5 months ago. And now they're like people are up nicely on Roaring Kitty, and this is exactly what we want to see. Because like with their holding of Roaring Kitty, they're up $68,000. Like that's huge. $68,000. Um, but for me, it's like $68,000. That's like what, a year's salary? Like then you're gonna have to come back, if there is another bull run to be able to try to make more money. Like the way that I'm approaching it, based upon all the different bull cycles that I've been involved in, like making it be the one that it's like, oh, this really changed my life forever. Now, don't get me wrong. Last cycle made really, really good money. But it's not. It wasn't. I wouldn't even say not life changing money. It wasn't to the point where if I wanted to just travel every day of of the week, every day of the week to go to a different place and don't have to worry about anything. That's the type of life changing I'm looking for. How long are you holding? Don't lie, be honest. For me, holding, I mean, everything is based upon Bitcoin. Like people try to overcomplicate it. My holding is based upon Bitcoin. Let me get the charts of Bitcoin pulled up. Uh, like Bitcoin is not, and this is what most people fail to understand. Bitcoin haven't even surpassed its all-time highs. So being up 80K, that means nothing. Okay, I'm up 80K. Like if Bitcoin was surpassing all-time highs and it was, peaking out, then me having 80K is like, oh, okay, well, this probably might be the top of how much I'm going to be able to earn. But this is why this put us in a very, very huge, like, big opportunity just to be able to capitalize on this. Like, you being up this amount of money before Bitcoin start breaking out puts you in a very, 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 very favorable position. Because once Bitcoin start running, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to start to see media outlets start talking about Bitcoin. Oh my God, Bitcoin is going this and that, this and that. And when that happens, it's going to then bring in retail, because this is how retail consume their information, based upon big media outlets. So once they start hearing about this and that about Bitcoin, that's gonna be the signal for them to come back into the market. And once retail start coming into the market, this is when things really start to get nuts. And with the whole narrative with Roaring Kitty, people already know the name. It's very, very simple. And this is why I don't understand, like, why most people don't understand, like, why Roaring Kitty is really going to be the next big thing. It's definitely a slow cooker, because everything that we did it as a community, and we're growing as a community. So by the time Bitcoin surpasses all-time highs, um, you start seeing retail start to come in, then they're going to be looking for, okay, what meme token, what story that's out there. Now, with Roaring Kitty, we could safely say a lot of people, especially more than most of these influencers that's out here, a lot of people made a lot of money with Roy Kitty already. Like putting a few $100 turning into $11,000, 10,000, 5,000. And these are just few hundreds of dollars. So these stories, and this is what attracts, uh, this is gonna attract the retail. It's like, oh, this person, or I heard this story about this person make X, Y, and Z. So then it's gonna, and this is the same way that Shiba Inu blew up. The reason why so many people was interested in Shiba Inu, because of the story of, I guess, the brothers who invested 8K into Shib, and that 8K turned into millions of dollars. Just like similar to our number one whale, who bought, I want to say they bought like 80 something thousand dollars worth of Roar, and they're currently up like what, 200, close to $300,000. Like once they reach over $1 million, that's gonna be a very, very good marketing, especially for us to be able to talk about. Not only that, from me, and this is the whole reason. Like same thing with Crash. Reason why people are very, very interested in Crash is because of him publicly showing that he purchased, or was it Brett, and that Brett token reached millions of dollars. Same thing for me. Like I publicly showed you guys before, um, you know, and again, only 7 people watched the video, and this is why I like YouTube, and I like publishing on X, because everything is documented, so no one could be like, oh, he really didn't, purchase this amount. Like you guys saw it; it was at a 20K market cap. Um, but yeah, but me posting this, showing you guys like, oh, where am I at? This is gonna draw in more and more people to come into Roar. Yeah, 100%. Holding through the bull market, that is the definitely the best way to do it. Yeah, Turbo has 600 million market cap, and the thing is, and this is like the brilliance of how Turbo is, and this is how I knew we Roaring Kitty was gonna be successful. For some reason, deck screener always it's buggy for me. I don't know why. Let me see here. Let me do Dex tools. But Turbo, everything happened with Turbo was organic as well too, a community. And this makes our job a little easier due to the fact that Turbo already did what it needed to do, and they they outlined their blueprint. Like a lot of the stuff that I look at or even try to implement for Roaring Kitty, majority of it is coming directly from Turbo. Like I scavenge, through their Telegram, their Discord, seeing what they did, implement it for Roaring Kitty, and go figure. Like we're seeing some of the success that they have. Let me get Turbo pulled up here. And how the market works is value is going to be seen later in any asset. See, notice this breakout for Turbo. I mean, they had a bigger dip, and this is the same thing that I was talking about. Like you have this big pop followed by retracement, followed by another pop. But they didn't really see their huge uptick until like the full blown breakout, just straight green candles after green candles into that. But just copying what they already did, or mimicking what they already did, similar to how some of the stuff that they're doing was following what Shiba Inu did. Can't wait till Binance give us a look, and they will. I 100% believe that too, because there's no way that Binance is not looking for more CTOs. Because after the success that they had with Nero, I think that's the right one. Yep. After the success that they had with Nero, which is a CTO, all their tokens is in circulation. Like what, no matter what people think, whether if they really did manipulate it, like all of that, the only people who really cares about all of that is typically the other people who are in the Nero, the one that's on ETH. But for the overall market, nobody really cares if Binance came out and bought majority of the supply. At least I don't. If they do it, it's a free market. They could legit do that. But the point of me bringing them up is, since they did that, they're able to add so much value not only to their exchange but to their customer base. Because imagine some of the customers who saw this on Binance and they started buying it here, here, and now it's going up. That gives them a good customer experience, right? Like, you're making money. I'm making money on your platform. So since I'm making money on your platform, um, I'm gonna continue to tell my friend like, oh, there's this new token that popped up on Binance, and I bought it, and I made X amount of money, and that's gonna be able to get that friend or that family member onto into Binance. And I think this is why it's very important for us as well too, the people that's up big on Roaring Kitty, to tell your family about it, because I truly believe this is gonna be like one of the easiest plays to be involved because for me, I rarely tell my family and friends about which crypto to invest in because I know they're gonna copy me. Because after after I told them about Shiba Inu, majority of them, since I was in so early in it, majority of them made a lot of money in Shiba Inu as well. So me telling them about my next play, I told them about Bone. They got into Bone as well. They're still waiting on that one. But I also told them about Roar. So a lot got in during the $1 million market cap, and that's a a good feeling to be able to see your family, your friends, giving you like huge respect, especially if it's something that could benefit them. But yeah, so I definitely do think Binance is gonna look for another CTO, and if we continue to keep making the noise that we're making, it only makes sense, and it goes back to the name. Like when people look for meme, like is it a global thing? I would say Roaring Kitty, the name Roaring Kitty, is very, very global. If you're into crypto, if you're into the stock market, Roaring Kitty. So imagine some of the stock bros that's coming into the market looking for a meme token, and they see, oh, this person already made X amount of money in Roaring Kitty, and more likely they're gonna come in, they're gonna want to buy. Speedy could be one to keep an eye on also. I like the Speedy narrative, actually. Let me pull up Speedy. Yeah, I do like Speedy. Is Speedy a CTO as well too? I know I think it was the Breakfast Club. They helped them out real nice. So definitely big shout out to them. And yeah. So now after this run up, depending if if they start seeing more volume like this start to come in, they could very well have another breakout passing the 43, $44 million market cap, and from there take it all the way up to $100 million market cap. um or if volume don't come out, more volume don't come out, then what you might see is just probably a slight pullback followed by consolidation, then going back to retest it. Like if people understand, like with crypto, like it's designed with the AMMs, it's designed to make the asset go up infinitely, which is crazy just to think about. It definitely gonna take time to reach like over trillions of dollars of market cap, but that's how it's designed. Whatever happened to the video with Zach promised to do on Roar? Did I miss it? Yeah, looks like he didn't do it. Um, Unfortunately, he didn't do it. So it's like, okay, we move on. It would have been cool though had he did do a video on Roaring Kitty, because again with his subscriber count, that definitely would put more eyeballs onto us. Um, yeah, but yeah, he did not do it. I mean, not to say he may not do it in the future, but as of right now, it's been silent on that forefront. I said, what's going on with Roar? I can't enjoy my pizza because it just hit a new all-time high. Yeah, it did just hit an all-time high. Like I mentioned, unfortunately, we had this was a day trader. I already knew by the wallet that they were gonna sell, but they got out. Then this person right here who's been holding about 5 months, so they took their initial investment out and then some, which is definitely smart to do, because and I think too, a lot of time what gets people like very, very emotional. And if you guys watch my videos about fear of making none, um, a lot of it when it comes to investing, it's, it you gotta manage your emotions. Can't be too high, can't be too low. And the reason why you can't be too high, because if you're too high or you're ultra, um, you know, I wouldn't say ultra bullish, but it's like ultra just super max, you're gonna still do dumb stuff. Now, can you fix the dumb stuff that you do? Absolutely. And only if I could find that one wallet, that top ticked had top ticked Roaring Kitty. Let me see if I can find it on here. Because when it's anytime you top tick a buy, that means you had extreme FOMO. You're just not, because you probably saw it over here, and you just wait. You're like, you know what? I just can't wait anymore, and boom, you just bought it at the top. Like this wallet right here, they spent $26,000 worth of ROAR, because anything in crypto you could certainly fix. Well, I wouldn't say anything, but when it comes to Roaring Kitty, even if you bought at the top, you could certainly still fix it. You just have to accumulate at a lower price. Like red days when people dump, those are the time to be able to get in. And this is exactly what they did. I mean, from buying the top, and they just bought every, it seemed like every red on every red candle, that's when they were just buying. And they accumulated all of this, equaled up to $26,000. And last time I checked in, they're up probably more than that now. Last time I checked, it was 73. Since the price is higher, they're probably somewhere around like 80. But that's not a bad return on investment. That is not bad at all. You spend $26,000, and now your $26,000 is worth over 80,000. Like you're doing pretty good. I was trying to take the screenshot of it. Unfortunately, we had these sales come in, so I didn't even get to see what it was. I'm assuming it was probably like in the 90s, like 90K. Either wait, where am I at right now? And that's exactly what I was trying to do. It was either like somewhere in the 90s or probably in the hundreds. And that's another thing too. I keep saying that's another thing. That's another thing. But like understanding just psychology of the different people who are coming in or people who are trading. Some people never made this type of money before. So like once they see it, it's like they're freaked out. They're like, "Oh my God." And sometimes it's even like they start to shake. Like, "Oh my God, I'm up this much." And they probably will ask, one of their friends or family members. They tell them that, hey, I'm up this amount on this asset, and family members, not even investors, not even traders, but they're gonna take their advice because that's people that they know, they love, and trust, and they'll listen to their advice, you know. But when you have a better insight of what's going on than your family or friend, and they'll just start to dump. And I always look at it from my lens. When I first got into crypto, year one, um, I remember the first time I made like $10,000. I was like, oh my God, it was like it was just like a big light bulb, just like, oh, I made $10,000. Let me hurry up and sell. Boom. Then the next time it was like 15,000. I'm like, oh, I'm up 15,000. Let me hurry up and sell. Boom. And of course, the asset just kept going and going and going and going. And then I didn't understand, how the markets work. I just seen I was up. Let me take it. Like it was really no plan, no strategy. How early are we? We are extremely early because the reason why we're early is Bitcoin have not made its all-time highs. So Bitcoin haven't made its all-time highs, and we could expect because it because retail have not come in yet. So after Bitcoin makes its all-time highs, you're gonna see Fox News, CNBC, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal. You're just gonna see a lot of different coverage on Bitcoin. I keep trying to pull up Bitcoin and I just don't. Let me. You're gonna see all these different media outlets, right? And they're gonna start talking about like, is Bitcoin, you're gonna hear these crazy prediction of Bitcoin going to like $10 million, and it's gonna be for clicks and views, of course, which is gonna get the everyday average Joe wanting to come into the crypto field, trying to, mine gold or go for the gold rush. Once that happened, and the way that the narratives are going with different meme tokens, they're going to come after memes. And with the name like Roaring Kitty, which, again, everybody knows the story about Roaring Kitty Keith Gill turning 50K. At one point he was up like $200 million. Like, those are the stories that attract people into different assets. Then if we start coupling it with some of our stories of us turning $100 into $10,000, which many have already done already. And that's why I'm super proud, as far as with my channel. Because again, one thing that I could say, not a lot of YouTubers could say that their subscribers were able to make the type of gains that the people on this channel have been able to make. On a scale of 1 to 10, what chance of Roaring Kitty hitting a $300 million market cap? It's gonna, it's really depending on the community. So if the community continue to do what they're doing right now, it's a 10. Because remember, when it comes to a CTO, it's community driven. The utility for a CTO is the community. So no community activities, then more likely the project is not going to go nowhere. But the more and more that the community gets involved, like we've been seeing, Rage, Shilling, going to different YouTube channels. We even have people making filters on Snapchat. Like, this is a very, very active community. So if we continue to keep going in the same direction that we're going right now, $300 million market cap is actually would be low. Right, that is true, J Flick. Most YouTubers are looking for exit liquidity because a lot of them, they don't know how to trade, guys. They're good at marketing. I give them that. Like, they're very good at marketing. They're marketers, but not a lot of them are traders, investors. Can't give you a good thesis of why they think that the asset is going to be able to do what it's going to do. Um, and this is why you tend to see them talk about like bigger projects. And the reason why they talk about bigger projects is due to the views. Like for me, like my Roaring Kitty videos probably get like 200 or 300 views. Like most of my subs that are watching, well, most of the subs, they don't care nothing about Roaring Kitty. They just care about like ARA. You need to tighten up with that bone content. And it's not like I'm ditching bone or anything like that. I just think, you know, after 2 years worth of content, like there's nothing left for me to say about bone unless if there's like any new update. Like I did see a new update when it comes to Shiba swap, so I'm gonna make a video about that. But really, there's nothing left else to say. Like if you're missing bone content, I have 2 years worth of library that I came, talked about bone, gave you guys different scenarios, different probabilities, what need to happen. All of that is outlined. So, until there's something very, very eye catching or something new, then for bone, I'm just holding and just letting it happen. And since bone, its success is strictly based upon the utility of it, then you just gotta wait for that utility to come out and adoption to come in onto Shibarium for it to happen. Because people are not patient. They're like, oh my god, I gotta hear you say something about bone. Like really, you don't. you know, like bone is a very, very solid play in my opinion, and I think and again, this is from a guy who really don't trust teams in crypto, because my experience with like dealing with teams or buying into projects that the team is managing, it typically ends with a huge disappointment, you know. And this is why I love the CTO aspect, because you are in control of the direction where this crypto could go. You are in control. The community is in control. Like Safe Moon had the biggest cult, and Safe Moon could have been worth, guys. I'm telling you, like being in that community, just seeing like how dedicated the members, the holders was to Safe Moon, even after their CEO got indicted, they were like, we still believe that this is still gonna, which is it was crazy. It was scary of how big of a cult they were. But the cult was based upon, a team versus the project. Like like once you are in a project and you see the potential, and you definitely got to go 100% at it. Still holding Shiba Rock. Now, Shiba Rocks, I'm telling you guys, Shiba Rocks is going to explode. And it is contingent upon Shibarium exploding. Because it is one of the very, I wouldn't say one of the very first, but it is, I want to say probably the seventh project or set, either, I know it's at least within the top 10 NFT that was launched on Shibarium at its early inception. So adoption comes to Shibarium. The Shiba Rocks, they're going to be worth a lot more, because again, based upon past chains, this is just a little side note. It's an NFT collection, but based upon past chains that came out, the rocks collection for those chains typically exploded. And I think what the floor for them right now, let me see if I could pull it up real quick. It's just a little side note. Mantra. There it is right here. Like it's really been a minute since I've actively been on Shibarium. See, the thing is, they don't be fixing this part correctly. So let me do all time. It should be able to be on there. So all time Shibarium is ranked number 16. But it was you know, so the floor for it currently 600 bone. So that's the current floor for it. But I think, and again, this is all contingent upon Shibarium being successful. Shibarium's not successful, then, you know, just have a rock on the chain. But even with that, I think what the minting price was like 100 and something bone. Floor price for it for the NFT is 600 bone. So it's still up like what, 6x? But I think, yeah, it should be successful. Old horse say I own a bunch of Shiba Rock. Appreciate that. When Shiba Swap 2.0. Now, Shiba Swap 2.0, this is what people are saying. And again, for me, I'm not even gonna speculate. I'm just gonna wait and see. But they're saying that they think Shiba Swap 2.0 should come out December, it's not December, October 31st on Halloween, because the trick or treat, it would definitely be a nice thing to do, because one thing about it, and again, I don't want to reveal too much on this live about it, but I am gonna make a video in regards to it. Um, but just know with Shiba Swap 2.0, at least that's what I'm thinking. We should be able to see treat come out, because it's the carrot. It's the incentive. Like, why should I use my money to be able to add liquidity to your decks? And the answer to that would be treat. And this is why I just, man, like, if we could get onto Shibarium before then, this would definitely help our growth tremendously, because now we're going to be able to get a lot of the sheep army participating with Roaring Kitty. So I'm still praying and believing that we could get onto Shibarium, because we do have the LP for it. Um, Now that Roaring Kitty price is up, we actually have enough to be able to do a solid solid liquidity pool. I mean, still wanted, you know, more bone, but this definitely be a start. And if we do become onto Shibarium with Shiba Swap 2.0, people could always come in and actually add liquidity. So let's say if they picked us, if we get onto Shibarium, they pick us as one of the tokens. If you provide liquidity for, you also get a reward. Then guess what's going to end up happening to our price as well too? It's going to shoot up, because then people are going to go to the open market to be able to get Roaring Kitty, so that way they could add liquidity so they could get reward for treat. So that would be a win-win-win situation for us. K9 is killing it and so undervalued. 1000%. 1000. I love K9. I love what they have to offer. It is utility, and like I tell people, when it comes to utility plays, it is you definitely would have to wait, let the utility play out, let everything play out, so that way you can see the result. So it's at 509. Yeah, and all of this, like for utility token, you're gonna see it take off. At least that's what I'm thinking. Um, Take off once Bitcoin, like once retail, like once we in like the full fledged bull cycle. I think that's when we're gonna start to really see K9 take off. Or second part is more adoption start coming to Shibarium. Then more adoption start coming to Shibarium. Then that's also gonna help K9 out as well too. How price you think? Shoe swap will take both. It's see the thing is the Shiba Swap 2.0 is it's not the event of Shiba Swap 2.0 that's gonna make the price of bone go up because most people think it's just the boom they release it. No, 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 no. It's what's happening. So Shiba Swap 2.0 comes out. Now you need people to be able to come in and being able to stake their bone or provide liquidity for their bone. And the goal for that, at least this is what I'm thinking, is to get, with Treat being out, that's going to be the carrot that's going to entice people to come onto Shibarium. And these new people who are coming onto Shibarium, they're going to have to buy bone in order for them to, to provide liquidity or to stake. So that way they could get the reward of a treat. So not just the event, because the event could happen all good and dandy, but if people are not coming, then it's just another swap that's just on the chain. So this is why I think they waited for um they essentially waited to drop this with treat. At least that's the signs of what is happening. So hopefully that makes sense. Uh, yeah, I looked into do a do. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, I just don't like when I looked into it. Just to distribute. I want to say like one person hold 9% of the supply, and there's a lot of 5 percenters and 6 percenters. So yeah, for me, I was just like, eh. I mean, hopefully they do well because again, if they could blow up, then that's gonna bring eyeballs onto Shibarium. Now, there's one thing that I legit do. I always try to see and try to get a good profile of who's in it and just try to be connected. Like this person right here, he bought 5 months ago. And they just sold for 3,000. So initial buy was like 200. So we'll just call this 700. So they essentially invested a little over $1,000 into this. And so far they cashed out like $4,000. Like I see this and this. It makes me wonder, like, are they really active, Like are they active in the community? Because we do have members that are not active, which is strange. You would think like if you're up this amount, then you probably would want to work for your bag. Rando, great job. I appreciate that, my brother. See if I miss any comment. Yeah, man, guys, this is This is just the start of it. What we're gonna see is a couple of battles here and there. You know, getting some, shaking some trees, have some drops, so that we could shake some trees, get some people out of there. Because the more and more people that truly believe and see where this thing is going, and we're going to be able to get to our destination a lot faster. But I don't know if you guys notice, like consistently, our volume has been going up. That's one of the things that I was saying. Like as we start climbing up higher, you're going to start to take notice that our volume will start to go up higher. Now, mess around and let Keith Gill drop a tweet or just become active. And that is just the other great aspect of Roy and Kitty. Because at any given moment, this person right here with 1.6 million followers, that's when you think about it, that's a lot of people that's following him that knows this name right here, right? Let him come back and become active. And one of the biggest advantage that we have, you know, than the GameStop community that's on let me pull them up. Is that they're following GameStop. We're following the person. Our narrative is not just GameStop. Because let's say he decides, you know what? Ryan Cohen is stupid. Now I'm just gonna put all my focus in on Chewy, right? The people at GameStop or the people who are invested, it would affect them. Essentially, it would affect them because they're basing their whole crypto based upon GameStop, and I suspect like all the different apes that's into GameStop would switch over to whatever crypto that he's into. I mean, whatever stock that he's into. So that should definitely cause a lot of sell pressure on it, and it would definitely pump the new stock for the cycle. Like as for us, it's based upon him. Like I remember we were like somewhere over here, and we done flipped them. Wall Street memes, we flipped them. So now the ones that we're coming after is the one on Sol GME at 25 million market cap. And you also have the one on Ethereum at a $33 million market cap. The one GME, it's been going crazy. But as you can see here, we're trucking along. BTC is gonna pump when Trump won. Like for me, this is what I tell people, man. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Kamala. I don't care if it's a blue man. Like, how is my crypto going to pump? Like, pump my bags. See how we rank in cat theme. Are we trending underneath the cat theme? We are close. 22%, guys. 22% is the one to beat. So if we could surpass 22%, this would be a big trend right here. Because the market cap for top cat theme is $4.82 billion. This is for the cat theme narrative. And we are also a cat theme. So if we can, let me see if I could so if we can see, we're close. We are so close, guys. We're on the, I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're currently in the 10th spot for percent gainers. All right. So if we start trending over here, this would definitely put eyeballs onto us for anybody looking for, a cat. Pop cat. Like, we legit have an opportunity to be the very next pop cat. Like, if you just look at their chart, this is a beautiful looking chart. And of course, you have, the ups followed by, people who are in here just taking profits. Then the next leg up, and you're going to get people taking profit. Like, if you look at our chart, it's similar. Got your up move, profit taking, up move. Like, we are ready to send. Ready to send. But guys, I am about to call it a night. Saw that I just hit 200 views. So let's just see what tomorrow holds for us, or it's already tomorrow, but let's just see what the day holds for us. Next time I'm gonna try to be a little quicker if we get to the 7 million, so that way I can update my my holding. Because this right here is based upon a like legit at a 6. So I know I'm a lot higher than that right now, but yeah, this is setting up to be a very very good a very very good breakout. So before you guys leave, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the like button. So that way for the replay, more people could be able to come and find this video, as well as Roy and Kitty. But yeah, guys, that is all that I have for you. Random Art signing off.